This is Jim Smith, and I'm here at Jack Dekker's house in Willowbrook, and it's a solar-powered house. Tell us how many kilowatt of array is that?
It's an 8 kilowatt array, and it's 23 panels with each panel rated at 350 watts.
Okay, and that serves like 2/3 of your energy needs?
Yes. We generated 13 megawatts last year, and we used about 19 megawatts.
Okay,
megawatt
and you
hours.
do burn a little natural gas, but
Yes.
not for heating.
Not for heating, it's for cooking and for fireplace.
Right. Well, let's go inside and look at your ground source geothermal system and your heat pump. And also, let's while we're here though, let's say tell why the house is bent slightly. It's got a little angle to it.
Yeah, there's a little angle, and you notice that most of the arrays are on your right side, and that's because those arrays are biased for the morning sun that we have locally here, and fewer arrays for the bias to the afternoon sun.
Yeah.
We also have these clear story windows,
Right.
with a small eave that doesn't allow sunlight in the bright half of the year, but in the winter half of the year, then the sunlight just streams in and it's beautiful.
Right. So that's called passive solar.
Yeah.
So, okay, let's go inside and look at those inner features. Okay, so we're in the basement now. Tell us what we're looking at.
Okay, this is our heat pump water heater, and it takes heat from the room air and heats up the water inside. It's an 80-gallon system. It has the option of heat pump only and hybrid if we have a high demand. The heat pump water heater has a slower recovery, I've noticed, than a gas-fired water heater, but this is certainly adequate for
But
us.
it's 80 gallons too.
Yes.
But it does have electricity in case you need that backup.
Yes.
Now, these pipes that are next to it are what?
Those are the geothermal fluid pipes, and one is going in to the house, and the other one goes out to the 4 geothermal wells. Each well is 350 feet deep.
Okay, so let's follow these crumbs and see where they take us. Aha! They take us to a heat pump.
Yes. This is the heat pump HVAC, and it works wonderfully. I think it's great. One thing I've learned is that the hot air coming out of the heat pump plenum is not as hot as a gas-fired furnace, so it blows a lot more air, which I kind of like. And but it's certainly adequate for keeping the house hot and cold.
Mm-hmm. Right. And that noise that we hear is over here. And what's this?
This is the ERV. This is one of my favorite
Which stands
special
for?
devices, Environmental Recovery Ventilator.
Right.
It takes fresh air from the outside. It passes through this box, which is a heater in case it gets too cold outside.
Okay.
And it comes in and goes through a heat exchanger so that the air that comes in from the outside is conditioned to be similar to the inside temperature.
Right.
And then the stale air is also conditioned to be close to the outside temperature before it goes out.
Right. So that heat in the winter, the warmish air that is being exhausted from the house lends some of that heat to the cold air that's coming into the house, and you have an electric element in there that can boost that heat even more.
Right.
So
if it's normally that cold, I don't run the ERV.
Okay. Okay, so I guess now we'll go upstairs and look at some other features.
Sure.
So, Jack, I guess we don't need to turn on any lights up here on the main floor, do we?
Correct. There are plenty of windows, and the clear story provides a lot of light, even in the summertime when there's no direct sun coming in.
Right. And insulation, let's talk about insulation.
Okay. These walls are wider than your average construction.
It looks like 8 inches or
It's
so.
a double wall construction. It's a 2x4 construction with a little space and another 2x4 construction. The studs are staggered to prevent heat conduction between the studs. And then the whole thing is filled with the fiber cellulose insulation, and it has an effective R30 value. The ceiling is a foam insulation, and that has an R80 value.
Oh, wow.
And there's no attic in this house.
Right. So you're directly insulating what we're seeing here is the roof line. Because it's not like some of them have scissors joists where the gap gets bigger as you get towards the top.
Correct.
Right. Okay. And And this is in addition to insulating the foundation.
Yes, the flat work has
Flat work meaning the slab.
the slab basement floor slab has 2 inches of foam insulation, and the exterior walls below grade have that same 2 inches of insulation. And also in the basement walls, there is a single stud layer of insulation for an R15 on the inside.
Against the concrete foundation walls.
Yes,
So all in all, this is a very energy efficient home.
it's very well insulated.
And again, it was designed by Peter Ewers of Ewers Architecture, who specializes in net zero energy homes.
Yes.
Which this is close to.
Close. We wanted to be there. Now we have to depend a little bit on the public utility being green.
Yeah. And do you think this house costs more to build because of these features?
I do believe it costs more to build, and we could do that, and we reap immediate benefits from those things. And we're going to be here for the duration, so
Yeah.
we plan to have them be economically sound as well.
Right. And I know you had Peter design in an elevator
Yes.
for that reason. This is a home you can grow old in.
Yeah, there are
Old and feeble, I might
There
say.
are various features in this house for the elderly as well. You know, like a walk-in shower, walk-in bathtub, various features like that.
Well, enjoy your old age here.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Before I leave, Jack, we forgot to mention an important sustainable feature, which is water.
Yes, because we have such a beautiful natural landscape here, we thought we would not have your typical irrigated, manicured lawn, but instead mimic the natural landscape that is drought tolerant.
Yeah, it really fits in nicely. So, yeah, and a nice north side patio, so there's some shade in the afternoon, isn't there?
Yeah, there are various places to sit around this house,
Yeah.
which is one thing that I asked Peter. I wanted it to flow to the outside. I love the outdoors.
Yes. Well, thanks again. It's been a pleasure.